exile everything you play in Friendly Brawl because, you know, it's supposed to be friendly, but it's not really friendly because, you know, they want to play tryhard and play all the exiles and counterspells and all that. Well, here's the answer to all that BS. If you just want to just not to, if you're playing to just play the game and not trying to win, you know, if you're so sick of it, this is the deck for you. This is the Exilers for Exile deck. Path to Exile U. I call it Path to Exile U. Targeting the Exilers and the counterspell guys who depend on this stuff way too much. Like, if you're playing Friendly Brawl, which is historic, 100-card commander deck with give or take some commander rules, and you're playing tryhardy, and you're playing counterspells, and you're playing exiling, this deck you're not going to like, because this deck is not for winning, it's for just making your day a living shithole, okay? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's see what's all in this deck right here. We're going through all 100 cards here. Let's see what's in this deck, shall we? Let's get right to the point. Edit it here real quick. Here we go. We got Torrens as our commander, just to create training tokens. Just so we have some tokens when we play creatures, okay? Then we got a Johnny's Welcome for life gain. We got Authority of Consuls to tap enemy creatures and life gain. We have Candle Trap to, you know, keep those overpowered creatures that they love to play in check. And then if we have Coven, then we can exile that said enchanted creature. We have Clear It Class for 1/1 counters and life gain, and to return a card from the grave. We have Selfless Savior to make a creature indestructible that, you know, we're just going to hit face with. We got a Soul Warden, where every time you play a creature spell, or they play a creature spell, you gain 1 life. We got a Soul Mender, who just taps for 1 life. We got a Speaker of the Heavens, where when we have 7 life more than our starting total, and we have this card out, we can make 4/4 Angel tokens that are just going to be little chump blockers unless they have no flyers. Then we got a Johnny's Primate, which gets a 1/1 counter every time we gain a life. Then we have Circle of Confinement. Now this is where we start getting in the exile stuff, folks. This is where we make their day a living shithole, okay? This is where it starts. Circle of Confinement. Enters the battlefield. Exile target creature an opponent controls with mana 3 or less until this card leaves battlefield. When an opponent casts a vampire spell with the same name as a card exiled this way, you gain 2 life. Now, this is not really a commander format card, but it exiles. And anything that exiles is in this deck. Anything. As long as it says exile something, it's in this deck. Just to prove a point that this stuff is overused and overpowered. And I'm getting sick of it. Every game that I play in Friendly Brawl, every game. Do you realize, before I made this deck, I played 8 games with my Goal Loss deck. For fun. For fun. And you know how many games I won? None. None. Because I played against Exiling, Mass Destroy on only my side of the field, and counter spells. Mainly exile and counter spells. Because they're overused. They're overmade. And you know something? There needs to be more cards that can't be countered and that have hexproof or shroud. Because this is a big problem. People, such as these certain amount of people, you know who you are if you see this video. If you're an exile dependent or a counterspell dependent, you need to learn how to play Magic and learn how to outplay other people. This is getting ridiculous. I've already covered a video of how many counterspells are in a deck. Okay? And it was a stream, but now it's a video. So if you want to go watch that, go watch it. I imply you to watch them. Share these videos. Make sure they get out there because they're overplayed. They're overplayed. This is supposed to be Friendly Brawl. Okay? Friendly Brawl. Commander. Have fun. Friendly is the key word. If you want to try hard, go play ranked. Go play historic. Go play historic ranked. Go play standard, ranked, whatever. But when it comes to a friendly game, it's supposed to be friendly. Not, oh, let's just spam counter spells and exile and blah, blah, blah. Man, if I want to play ranked, I'm going to go to the ranked standard, because I'm not playing ranked historic, because everybody there has these overpowered cards and they have them all unlocked, where I do not. And I'm not going to waste my time with that. Okay, so let's get right back into this, shall we? Then we got Containment Priest. Every time a non-creature token is entered the battlefield and isn't cast, exile it instead. Now, I misused this card about 3 games ago, okay? But it's okay, because now I know how to play it. Dawnbringer Cleric. Well, it's a 1/3 with 2. Human Cleric enters the battlefield, choose 1. You gain 2 life. You gain 2 life. Just in case we want to gain 2 life and there's no enchantments out there. Then you got destroy target enchantment, which there's some enchantments out there that people depend on. Some of them I even play and depend on a little bit, because they're fun to play. Then you got exile target card from a graveyard. So if you take out a card and or they discard a card and it's overpowered and they're one of those decks that love to dig through their graveyard to bring back into play, there you go. You can exile that card from the game and be like, nope, you ain't getting it. Pacifism, not an exile card, but it keeps the commander that they own in check. That means, like, if you're playing a sliver deck and their commander obviously is the first, I can't remember what the freaking sliver is, but it's a 7/7 and it has Cascade. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the first sliver, I guess. I think that's what it's called, the first sliver, okay, or the first creature, or whatever it's called. Okay, keeps it in check. Rest in peace. Exile all graveyards. Well, this kind of hurts you a little bit, but in the end, it also exiles their graveyard. Because why? Because it's exile. Now remember, I made this deck for 2 reasons. Counter spells and exiling. Because they're the 2 most overplayed decks or card types in the game that are overused and are overpowered. Okay, so we got that. Now we got Starfield Mystic. Okay, well, enchantment spells you cast cost 1 less. Well, as you can see, we're going to get into those enchantments here in a minute. Whenever an enchantment you control is put in the graveyard for the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Starfield Mystic. This is for when you face cards like Reclamation Sage, any kind of card that destroys enchantments. Okay, this is why we have this in the deck. This is to imply and show that you are depending on overpowered cards, and it ain't going to be tolerated no more. Okay? Sun Gold Sentinel. When Sun Gold Sentinel enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Well, guess what? It's more exiling from a graveyard. And if it's exiled, it's in this deck. Okay? You have a coven, tap 2. Choose a color. Sun Gold Sentinel gains hexproof from that color until end of turn and can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. Activate only if you have 3 or more creatures with different powers. Now, this is for hexproof and exiling. Okay? That's what that's for. Then we got Bishop Wings. Just in case, we have our Speaker of Heavens out and we have 7 more health and we can just gain more life by making angels. It's the only reason why it's in there. Daxos. Blessed by the Sun. When it gets a toughness due to the amount of devotion to white. And as you can see, we have a lot of white cards. More white than green. And let's just say it works wonders, okay? The life gain helps. Anything that gives, even if it's just 1 life, it doesn't matter. If you're at 1 life and you win the game, guess what? You won with 1 life. You got the game done. Destiny Spinner. For those counter spell cards, creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered. And then you could make a land elemental, but I mean, what's the point of that? Unless you have all your enchantments out in this late game. But other than that, it ain't worth using. Oath of Ajani, +1/+1 to all creatures and planeswalker spells cost 1 less to cast. Now The only planeswalker we got is coming up. It's in the next 2 rolls. We're going to get there. Sterling Grove. Other enchantments you have Shroud. Tap 1, sacrifice it. Search your library for an enchantment card. Now, if we have 8 mana, we're getting Overwhelming Splendor. And we're going to get to that here in a minute. Angel of Vitality. Another angel that gives more life and gives +2/+2. It gets +2/+2 if we have 25 or more life, which instantly is a 4/4. In Commander, it's an instant 4/4. Okay. Borrowed Time. Exiling. Everybody knows this card because it's overplayed. Borrowed Time. Enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Well, it's more exiling. Dreadful Apathy. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Tap 3, 2 colorless, and a plane. Exile target enchanted creature. Guess what? More exile. Elite Spellbinder. Everybody knows this card because it's overused as well. When Elite Spellbinder enters the battlefield, look at the target opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. For as long as this card remains exiled, its owner may play it. A spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. This is specifically for board wipes, counter spells, mill cards, exile, you name it, that's what it's for. Heliod Sun Crown. This is just to get more life gain and more counters. Everybody knows this card because it's overused. And it's indestructible. Minimus Containment. Enchant non-land permanent. Enchanted permanent is a treasure artifact with sacrifice this artifact at 1 minute to its and it loses all other abilities. Well, technically, it's an exile card in a way because it can't be used. So, why not? Prison Realm. Everybody knows this card because it's overused. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. When Prison Realm enters the battlefield, scry 1 time. Solemnity? So I can't say that word for some odd reason. Anyway, it's another enchantment. Players can't get counters. This is specifically for any enchantment that is overpowered and gets counters as they come into play. You know what I'm talking about. The 1, 2, 3, the Saga cards. All the Saga cards. All the Planeswalkers. All the artifacts and enchantments that also get +1/+1 counters. Creatures that get +1/+1 counters. Anything, even the only downside is it counters our +1/+1 counter strategy. But hey, if it's hurting the opponent, I don't give a shit. Okay? If it's hurting the opponent to where they can't play, good. Because that's the way it should be. Like I said before, when this video started, this is specific. This is not for winning. This is to prove a point. This is to prove something to them. To prove that they overuse it, it's overpowered, and it's annoying as shit. Okay? Then we got Adeline, which is just for making tokens. Okay? That's literally why that's in there. Just to have an additional token. Hi, Brayden. Faithbound Judgment. WinCon card. Okay? It's a Defender 4/4 flyer with Vigilance. But other than that, you know, it's on the flip side. Sinner's Judgment. Enchant player. At the beginning of the upkeep, put a Judgment counter on Sinner's Judgment. Then if there are 3 or more Judgment counters on the enchanted player, loses the game. Period. So it explains itself. Then we got Catlita, Dawnheart Martyr. Okay? It's a star. When it first comes into play, flying lifelink. Protection from vampires. Hey, I've faced vampire commander decks. Just so you know. But it gets +1/+1 for each permanent you control that are spirits and or enchantments. As you know, we're running exile. We have enchantments that exile. So that's why it's in the deck. That and the counter vampires. Sigrid, God Favored. This is for people who run those God decks. The World Tree decks. You know what I'm talking about. One of the most obvious, overpowered decks in the game. Okay? This is supposed to hard counter that. And, okay, as it says, Flash, 2/2, cost 3. First strike, protection from God creatures. When Sigrid, God Favored, enters the battlefield, exile to one target attacking or blocking creature until Sigrid leaves the battlefield. This is to counter the God cards that are indestructible and that are overpowered. Skyclave Apparition. Another exile card. When Skyclave Apparition enters the battlefield, exile up to one target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with mana value 4 or less. Whoops. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, they create an XX blue illusion creature token with the mana value. Again, another exile card. Those are the exile cards so far, until we get over here. Branching Evolution. Just for the counters. Enchantress's presence. In case we actually do get this, it's draw legend. So, I mean, come on, you can't argue with that. Gift to Paradisio, more lands, gain 3 life. Brayden, no, that's a $150 controller, son. You're not messing with it. Hey, Brayden. You don't need my lighter either. Hold on, I gotta get my son attention. Hi, big boy. What's up? So he falls on the floor. Alright. Where was we? Alright, after a gift to Paradisio. Here we go. Fall of the Imposter. Put a 1/1 counter on target on a target creature up to one target creature. And that happens twice. Now, what's the third one? Look at that! Exile a creature with the greatest power that a target opponent controls. Now, you could pull a basket case moment with this card. Okay? You could pull a basket case moment with this card. And I call it a basket case moment because a lot of people, when they play Magic, when they're playing Counterspell, when they're playing Exile, they're using their brains. That's all they're doing. They're not trying to play to have fun. All they're doing is just using their full brain to play the game, and it's pathetic. But anyway, you could add the counters to your opponent's creatures, and you could exile their creatures that way. Yes, babe.
This is probably going to get recorded because you're on the camera.
Hold on. Yeah, I know. It's all good. Okay. Sorry about that interruption, folks. But yeah, you could pull a basket case moment with Fall of the Imposter. Okay. Cast Out. Another overplayed card. Wow, what does it do? It has flash and cycling of one plane. But that's not why it's overused. It's overused because it exiles a target non-land permanent until it leaves the battlefield. Wow. Face Fetters. Another overplayed card. But it's not an exile card. It's a prevention card. Okay? When Face Fetters enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Enchanted player can't attack or block, and activated abilities cannot be activated unless they are mana abilities. There you go. Obvious. Harromancer's Cage. Another exile card. Wow, what do you know? When a Harromancer's Cage enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Harromancer's Cage leaves the battlefield. Teleportation Circle. Yes, this exiles, but there could be some synergies here. There could be some. I might wind up removing this card, let's be honest. I might wind up removing it. But yeah, basically you just exile and bring it back. Creature or artifact. That you know. The Wanderer. The one Planeswalker. The one Planeswalker. that's in this deck. Why? Because it exiles! Wow, what do you know about that? Wow. Prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Which means this counters burn. Heavily counters burn. Exile target creature with power 4 or greater. Lay it in abundance just for the mana. Which I might wind up removing this because there's no creatures in here in this deck that grant mana for tapping. So, yeah. Journey to Oblivion. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control. And what else is it? It's an exile card! Wow! When Journey to Oblivion enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until Journey to Oblivion leaves the battlefield. Wow. Wow. I guess every exile card is in this deck. But you know something? If it's not, guess what? I'm going to find it. And I'm going to get it. Soul Guide Griff. Griff? Yeah. It's a flyer. 3/4 flyer. And what does it do? It exiles! Wow, isn't that amazing? When Soul Guide Griff enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, which means you could target your own graveyard if you so choose, but that's not what this deck does. This deck is specifically to target the opponent and to make their day and their game a living shithole, because for the past 8 games and for forever since I played this game and started playing Friendly Brawl, I've been dealing with exile and counterspells, and it's annoying. It's annoying. And then the one time, like, except for yesterday and the day before, those are the exceptions. So now we have God Eternal Kitra. This is for tokens, mainly. But it's a God card, and it has double strike. And if it dies, if it's killed or exiled, it goes to the top of the deck, third from the top. So you're always going to get this card. Froghemoth. 4/4 Trampler. It deals combat damage to a player. Guess what it does? It exiles! Wow! Exile up to that many target cards from their graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on each Froghemoth for each creature card exiled this way. You gain a life for every non-creature this way. Okay? Yeah, it's exile. There you go. Unnatural. Just doubles power and toughness. Paradox Engine. We all know what this does. This is supposed to be an infinite land loop card. So we won't even talk about that. Roaring Clicks. Trample Haste, 6/6. Every time you, as in the caster of this card, adds a counter, you get double the amount. But if an opponent plays a card that has counters, they only get half of that. And it's rounded down. So if they get a 1 counter, they get none. If they get 2, they get 1. If they get 4, if they try to get 4, they get 2. And so on and so forth. 3 is also reduced to 2. You get the picture. You get the picture. It's halved. Then we got Kogla here. Everybody knows this card because it's also overplayed. Kogla, a giant ape. I call it a giant beat stick for an ape. But it's not just that. When it comes into play, Kogla, the Titan ape, enters the battlefield. It fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. When Kogla attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. Tap 2, return target human you control to its owner's hand. Kogla gains indestructible until end of turn. Now, just in case we are playing against Exile ourselves, we have Kogla in the deck. Okay? So basically what I'm trying to say is, we destroy their exile card that targets our exile card that targeted their card. You see what I'm saying? It's not but a huge destroy stack. Technically. Immortal Sun, for those Planeswalker decks when we don't have the Wanderer. Also, a very, very favored card, and it is very, very overpowered, and it is very, very good. Players can't activate Planeswalker loyalty abilities. Awesome. At the beginning of your draw step, Draw an additional card. Awesome. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Awesome. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Quite awesome. You got 4 great abilities. 4 amazing, awesome, wonderful abilities in just 1 card. Now, why can't there be any more cards like this? Where's Howling Mine at? Like, come on, man. We want more cards that draw cards. We want to play to have fun. You know what I mean? We want to have fun. We don't want this to be work and a pain in the ass. We want to have fun. We want to have fun. Like when you go back to the first Magic Duels of Planeswalkers game ever created, which was on Xbox 360, may I add, also with Magic Online and stuff like that. Man, come on now. They had Howling Mine in the deck. And a bunch of other draw cards. For everybody. Not just you, but for everybody. And there was a free-for-all game mode. And you could have, like, you and your friends could have fun, man. Where's the fun in gaming anymore? I mean, I guess if you want to have fun, I guess you play single-player games, right? That's not the case. That shouldn't be always the case. You want to have fun, you know, have fun. Don't ruin somebody else's day by playing the same stuff over and over again. Hey, you know what? If I play Golos, I love playing Golos decks. I really do. And I will play them over and over and over again. I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite here. But, I mean, really, it's not like I'm playing Exile. It's not like I'm playing Counterspell. It's not like, but I tell you, it's getting to the point where, you know, I'm not going to play to win anymore. I'm just going to play to, you know, make people's days a living, games a living shithole, you know? And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the guy that's known for being an ass. I want to be a guy who's known to be nice. I don't want to be an ass to everybody. I don't want to be hateful to everybody. I love to stream. I love to play video games. It's what I enjoy. But when I deal with people who don't deserve the kindness that they want because they play certain cards over and over and over and over again, it's annoying. It really is. It's annoying. Expand your playstyle. Okay? I've played Magic since 7th edition. I have. I played Magic since 7th edition. So I don't know every little thing about Magic, but I know about 3/4 of it. And what I don't know about Magic, anything before 7th edition, I've watched videos that were from 6th edition and before. So, you know, I know about Black Lotus. I know about all these very, very pricey cards. Okay? I know all about them. I know how Magic used to be back then, simple. And now it's just like, oh wow, you know, it's gotten so complicated. And another thing, why bring God cards into Magic? Why turn Magic the Gathering into Yu-Gi-Oh? Why? Beats me. Just saying. Ellis Norn. I have to admit, I really love this card. I love the art. I wish there was an alternate art for this card. I really do. I really do. I wish there was an alternate art for this card. But it has Vigilance. It's a 4/7. Other creatures you control get +2/+2, and creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. Now, this card specifically counters all those little pesky little 1/1s or 2/2s that just get in your way. The little chump blockers. That's what this is. That's why this deck's in the game. That, or if somebody wants to play, you know, the Death Touch combination where if you get 10 poison counters, you lose the game. Okay, just counter that too. Nyx Bloom Ancient for mana. It's the only reason why this card's even in the deck. Once I saw this card, I was like, yo, this is the card I want in every deck I play. Because it adds mana. Even though it costs 7, but hey, it adds 3 times the mana. And trust me, if Cabal Coffers was in this game, I'd be playing that. I'd be playing Mono Black all day. Trust me. I'm not giving any shout outs anymore because, you know, they don't shout me out. So why would I shout them out? You know what I mean? Why would I shout them out? They don't shout me out. The only streamer slash YouTuber that has ever recognized me in anything is Oshikurozu. Now I will give him the publicity he deserves because he acknowledges me, and you know, and he's a good guy. You know, he's a good guy. He really is. And I watch his streams. I've only watched one Twitch stream, but here's the thing: I don't get that I didn't like about you know the stream I watched. I go into his stream, and he literally asked me, "How's my day going? You know, what did I, you know, what was going on? What did I do today? You know, what's new, basically." And I answered him. I said, "Well, now I can Twitch, now I can Twitch stream." And I guess he took it as, I wanted him to shout me out or something, or whatever, or he thought I was trying to impeach his viewers, and I'm not trying to do that. Why would I do that? You asked me what was new, so I answered you, plain and simple. And that's why I don't go on any more live streams anymore on Twitch, because he misunderstood me and he took it as I was trying to leech his viewers, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to steal somebody else's viewers permanently. I don't want to do that. I mean, hey, if they want to come and watch my content, when he's not streaming, which I try not to stream on his days of streaming, which I believe he streams every day. I have no idea. I stream Wednesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Okay? And Wednesdays and Thursdays is YouTube. Saturdays and Sundays is Twitch. And I'm not trying to steal nobody's viewers. But if you're going to ask me what's new, then I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to tell you. Plain and simple. Maybe if I go back in, after this video, if he watches it or, if somebody tells him about it, cool. Maybe I'll go back into his stream and, and hang out a little bit, and whatnot, and go from there, But when he said that, I felt a little bit offended, and that's why I don't really go back in there. I'll get over it eventually. I still watch his videos. I still believe he's an awesome guy. He's cool. He's cool AF. I have no problem with him. I really don't. Chromatic Orrery. I really wish Prismatic Orrery was in this game. I really do. I really do. But this is the only Orrery card in the game. In Magic Arena. Anyway, you spend mana as though it were mana of any color. Basically, it's colorless. Plain and simple. It's colorless. Add 5 colorless to your mana pool. Tap 5, tap it. Draw a card for each color among permanents you control. Now, I've never used that ability. I could have, but I never have. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe I should have. But never have. And of course, we have Overwhelming Splendor. When I first saw this card, I said, wow. I have to have this card. I have to have it. Although it costs 8 mana, but all creatures on the opponent's side of the field, on enchanted player's field, lose all abilities and are 1/1 creatures. And enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Now, maybe I read this wrong because... Oh, okay, yeah, no, I understand it now. That's why people can activate loyalty abilities. Because it says that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. So I did misread it at first when I first got it, but I understand it now. And now we're getting into the lands. We have 12 plains, 12 forests, blossoming sands. This is for life gain, and it's both colors. Branch Loft Pathway and Boulder Loft Pathway. Breda Guard Stronghold, just for additional counters. overgrown farmland, just for, double land. Scattered groves, double land. Access tunnel for, to give creatures unblockable that are 3 or less. Or, we could give them unblockable early and then add counters and, pull off a major hit. Arcway Commons. It comes into play, tap 1 land, otherwise sacrifice it as a mana bending killer. Command Tower, just because it's commander format. Evolving Wilds, we already know what that does. Field Passage, we already know what that does. Field Ruin, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. Each player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it into play, and shuffles. Gateway Plaza, basically the same as Arcway Commons. Karn's Bastion, just for the peripherate. If I said that wrong, I probably butchered it. Sorry if I did. Rapture Spire, same as, the other two are Arcway Commons and whatever the other one was. They're going to get into it. And Gateway Plaza. There we go. Scavenger Grounds, Sacrifice the Desert, Exile all Graveyards. Whoa! Well, you know what? I don't really have a desert card besides this one. So, I mean, it's a desert. Maybe you could sacrifice your own card or your own Scavenger Grounds just for it, but works for me. Shimmerdrift Veil, just for, choose color, white or green, whatever, doesn't matter. And that's it. That's the 100 card deck. Now, was I being a little bit loud? I think I was, I was being loud, but you know what? They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve every bit of it. This is the deck. Am I proud of it? No. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and change some cards in here because Leyland Abundance doesn't need to be in this deck. It really doesn't. So let's go ahead and switch. When I make a deck, you're how I make my decks. I like making my decks in this way because then I had two rows here rather than just one. It just makes it so much easier for me. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out we're going to take out Leyland Abundance, and then we're going to add another card. Probably an artifact. Probably. Let's go to the artifacts and see what we can add. I don't know what to add yet. I could add Chromatic Lantern, but there's no point in that. Skyclave? Why not, right? And that's the deck, y'all. And that's the deck, y'all. I'm not even gonna show gameplay. I normally don't do deck reveals, but I did say I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I did say that I was not going to do any more deck reveals. I did, but this is an exception because, like I said, this Path to Exile You. If you see this deck, you know why I picked it. Because I'm not playing to win when I have this deck out. I'm playing to make your game a living shithole. To prove a point. To prove something to you. That depend on exile, counterspell, mass destruction for only your opponent's side. You're getting what you deserve. You're getting what you deserve. What you give to me, I give to you. What goes around, comes around. Do you get it? I hope so. For those people and players out there that don't depend on those kind of deck techs and stuff, and that really know how to play Magic and that have expanded their play style. I applaud you. I applaud you because you're real Magic players. You're real. You're not noobs. You know how to play, and I applaud you for that. Those are the type of people that I want to be hanging with in Magic. Those are the type of people I want to play with. The people that know how to play and that know how to be chill and that know that targeting with certain cards all the time and playing certain cards all the time that manipulate the game in your favor all the time is annoying. If you're the type of player that let's put it this way. If you're the type of player that knows how to play and you try not to depend on these kind of cards, these exiles, these counter spells, these mass destruction for an opponent's side of the field, and you just play to have fun. You're an awesome You're an awesome person. You're an awesome person. You're a real Magic player. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter. You're playing to have fun. You're playing to make friends. You're playing to have fun. You're playing the game the right way. And I applaud you for that. Shit, I give you a pat on the back, too. This is me give me a pat on the back right here. This is me give me a pat on the back. Okay? You're a real one. And to those people who love to play Exile, who love to play counter spells, and who love to play Ulamog and depend on Ulamog and depend on big creatures that are overpowered, and that exile, and that counter, and that mass destruction only on the opponent's side. Get a life. Learn how to play. Learn how to play Magic. Learn how to have fun. Quit being so serious. Quit being so hateful. Quit being so competitive. You want competition? Go play ranked. Go play ranked. You want competition? Go play ranked. Don't come to friendly games and ruin the friendly, fun games for everybody else. And if you don't heed this advice, then you're selfish. So do I really want to go into every game and curse out every game that I play because it's always exile and counterspell or mass destruction only on my side of the field? No. And trust me, I'll be honest with y'all. I have cursed up a storm because of these guys. I'll be honest with you. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to be demonetized. I'm not afraid to be hated. But that's not what I want. I don't want to be hated. I don't want to be just known as the basket case of YouTube and Twitch. The crazy guy or the hateful guy no. I want to be known as the nice guy. You nice to me, I'll be nice to you. You play for fun, I'll play fun with you. That's the way it is, man. If you're gonna come into Friendly Brawl, don't be that tryhard that brings exiles and counterspells into the game. Build a deck that you're not familiar with. If you depend on that stuff, just build a deck that you've never really thought of building or never really thought of playing, and give it a shot. And then if you have to, pick the pieces out and fill them in with better cards or better solutions. I mean, yeah, you could also be a fake gamer and just go on somebody else's YouTube channel or Twitch stream and copy their decks and and be that copycat. But then you're not learning anything. You're just letting them learn, and then you're stealing their experience. Like you're just taking their knowledge, and eventually you'll face them, and you're going to use that knowledge against them, and that's not right either. The whole point of Magic and the whole point of playing Magic is to make friends and have fun. That's the whole point of Magic. That's the whole point of it. That's why it was created. That's why it was made. As a matter of fact, that's why gaming was created. Was to have fun. To take your mind off of things when when you're upset or having a really bad day or just to get away from stress and all the drama and stuff. That's what gaming's all for. To have fun. To have a good time. And if you don't want to be that guy or gal, in that case, if you don't want to be that guy or gal that just wants to have fun, you ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth society's time. You ain't worth the gaming community's time. You're wasting your time. That's facts. That's facts. I learned that the hard way. I used to be a guy who played video games and got mad at every little thing I did or faced. Every little thing. Because it didn't go my way. It's called being a kid. That's what happens. When you're a kid, that's childish behavior. Whether you want to believe it or not. So if you're a grown ass man like my age, or a female that's an adult, and you act this way all the time about every little game and every little activity you do because it ain't going your way, it's pathetic. Very pathetic. Act your age. If you're 12 years old and you're watching this, you're okay. Because that's exactly what kids do. That's exactly what kids do. Or if you're younger than that. If you're 5 and above, you're old enough to know, if you don't get your way, you get upset because you ain't getting your way. You're just being a kid. Between the ages of 5 and 15. Which, honestly, by 15, you shouldn't be acting that way, but that's beside the point. But if you act that way and your age is 5 to 15, I guess you're okay. Because, you're being a kid. That's how kids are. Trust me, we have 4 kids, so we know. We know. We know how it is. By the way, this is a Pepsi.
Hey, baby, when you get done with your stream,
Yeah.
I want to show you what braiding can do.
Okay. That's fine. But there's another thing I want to talk about. Now, I've said before, and I've said this to my wife, off stream, of course, that if I ever got sponsored, I wanted to be sponsored by Mountain Dew. Why? Because I love Mountain Dew. I'll drink the shit out of Mountain Dew. And then I found out that Doc got the sponsorship for Mountain Dew. I'm happy for him. I really am. I'm happy for him. He got a sponsorship by Mountain Dew. Good for you, man. Good for you, Doc. Good for you. But that's another thing that you stole from me. You stole that from me. In a way. In a sense. You stole that from me. Now, whether they went to you or not, cool. I'm proud of you. You got a sponsorship. You got somewhere with that. Good for you. But that's something I wanted, man. That's something I wanted. And you know something? I'm tired of people taking shit from me. Tired of that. Tired of that. I've been gaming all my life. All my life. 5 years old to now. Well, maybe not all my life, but you get the picture. I started at 5 years old, and I'm 33 now. I've played video games for 28 years. I've played every console that you could possibly imagine. And when I'm old enough to be like, yo, I want these things, somebody steals them from me. And I don't get a thank you. I don't get a thank you. I don't get any viewers from it. I don't get a cent. I don't get nothing. And I sit here and I'm like, yeah, good for you. I'm disappointed that I didn't get it. But good for you anyway. And how I feel about it is, yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that he got it besides me. But I'm not trying to be selfish. As a matter of fact, with me saying, good for you and congratulations, How's that selfish? How's that self-centered? How's that egotistical? Because it's not. It's not. Yeah, in my own way, I'm preaching on the stream, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen regardless. This is. I don't rant like this, but I feel that I should, and I feel that I need to. So this is now a rant. This is not a rant stream, along with this Path to Exile deck. Another thing I want to talk about is Dashy not playing Super Mario Maker 2 anymore, and that disappointed me too. So I'm like, why ain't you playing it anymore? I want to know why. What happened? Did you have high blood pressure or something? What's going on, man? Like, if you have high blood pressure, I get that. I understand why you don't want to play it. If it's stressing you out that much, then I understand why you don't want to play the game. Maybe, take a break from it for a while, then come back to it. Don't quit it in general. I enjoy those videos, man. Jashy, I enjoy those videos. I really do. I enjoy those Super Mario Maker videos. I really do. They're like my favorite videos that you make, man. Other than those skits you make. I mean, come on now. Well, in case you guys didn't notice, I'm actually starting to grow a beard too. Just to change the subject, but yeah. Yeah, it's winter season, so every winter season I'm gonna start growing a beard. Just to keep my face warm. I must say though, every time I eat, it always winds up getting on my chin. Yeah, it's hilarious, but that's beside the point. Anyway, yeah. So I got a question for you
They're
viewers.
coming for hugs, baby. It's their bedtime.
Hold on, 1 second, guys. Hold on. Telling the kids good night. Anyway. So what do you guys want from this channel? What do you want? Like, do you want me to have a question of the day? Do you want me to have like a community day where I stream whatever, like have a poll or something? Of course, I'd have to figure out how to run a poll, but you get the idea. And if it comes to the poll, like the poll idea where I put some options up there like A, B, C, or D, and you vote for them. There's got to be more than There's got to be more than just 28 subs. That kind of idea won't happen until there's at least 50 viewers a stream. At least 50 viewers a stream. As far as anything new going on, I mean, went to the hospital last week, and we all got sick real bad, and we all had to go to the hospital here in town, and we went and got tested for colds and COVID and all that, which we didn't. None of us have COVID, thank God. But we actually had common colds. I was on the brim of pneumonia. Almost had pneumonia. It was bronchitis real bad. and they gave me a steroid antibiotic, and now I feel fine. The only issue I have is this clogged ear. I have my left ear is clogged, so but it's clogged from like the back side of the eardrum. So like it's fluid. It's weird because it's fluid that in your brain, or not your brain, but your skull. You have a pathway that leads from your nose canal all the way to the back of your eardrum. Don't ask me why. That God, that we've been created that way. But if you didn't know that, if you get clogged ears like I do, that's where it comes from. It comes from your nose canal getting too filled up, all the way to the back of your eardrum, and then it stays there and it doesn't escape. So like you have to have special medicine from a doctor, like a nasal spray that will reach up, and you have to tilt it towards your eardrum. That way it'll take that pathogen all the way to your ear, to the back of your eardrum, and then it'll loosen that up and then drain back down. Which you're going to need a steroid or antibiotic for that in order for that to work. Which, I mean, if it's a strong enough spray, then it will eventually lead there. But I mean, I've had that issue since the last 5 years. So, I mean, it is what it is, like as far as doing anything, I really don't do anything but sit here and play video games all day, and watch the kids and take care of them when I need to, when my wife, or when my wife wants to spend time with me, then we'll either find something to do, or we just decide not to do anything that night. There's really nothing new going on besides stuff, random stuff that happens. Wound up having half a flat tire today, and got some air in the tire. I mean, that's new. I mean, there's nothing much really going on here. Like there really isn't. And so that's why I want it sounds boring. I know it sounds boring, but at the same time, I stream to give you guys content, and I love to stream. I don't mind it at all. Until somebody tries to ruin the moment for me, and wants to badmouth. Then it's like, well, I don't want to stream anymore today because now I'm not in the mood. Now I'm in a bad mood. And yeah, I mean, I want to talk it out with y'all. I really do. And it's just easier for me to talk to a camera and talk to y'all through a camera than it is to talk person to person. Because believe it or not, I get anxious around people that I don't know. It puts me in a panic attack. Whether doctors want to believe it or not, that's what happens. That's how I get. I know how I get, and my wife knows how I get every day. We're around each other every day. She knows. She knows just as much as I do, if not more than me. There's probably some things that she's noticed that I haven't even noticed yet at all. But at the same time, some doctors, you just can't tell them anything, because all they care about is the results in their paperwork or the results in their computers. And that's all they go by. They don't go by anything else. That's some doctors. Not all doctors. There's doctors, believe it or not, there's doctors out there that, that still believe in the old ways of being a doctor, that have been raised the right way, and, and don't depend on just technology. There's people out there that will talk to you. There's doctors out there that will talk to you and, and try to help you in your current position, rather than, oh, well, it says right here in the papers that, you're this, you have this, this, and this, and that's what we're going to go by, Doctors may not see it, You know, like for example, when you go to a doctor, you blindly trust doctors. Everybody does this, and this is something I've noticed. When it comes to a doctor, I blindly trust them. Why? Because I know it's just the subconscious behind it. The fact that they went to college to, and to learn how to be a doctor, to, diagnose certain things and watch for different symptoms and signs. It's just easier to talk to a doctor. But like if said that same doctor went out and, walked down, and here's the funny thing: if that same doctor that you went to see at a hospital or a doctor's office was walking down the street randomly or went to a store and you went in there, you wouldn't say a word to him, because at that point it's social, right? Like, because like if you're like me, you lock up. It is what it is. One-on-one, no problem. If I'm surrounded by people I know, no problem. But when it comes to people I don't know at all, completely shut down, because I know why. That's the thing. I know why. Because I try to watch what I say and what I do, because I want to make a good impression. I want to make new friends, not make enemies. And that's the way it is. So, I mean, you got to know me a little bit. As far as games, I really enjoy playing multiplayer games like Call of Duty, Magic Arena. When they're friendly games in Magic Arena. On occasion, Smite. Like yesterday, I played like 3 or 4 games of Smite, and they all went well. Every single one of them went well, and I enjoyed every second of it. And I was like, if I'm gonna quit playing the game, for the day, I think now's the time. And that's what I told myself. I said, quit the game on a good note. So, and that was that. I like to play Skyrim mods, or with the Skyrim mods or not. Either one's fine. Excuse me. I don't really watch movies anymore. Like the one movie I want to watch is the new Matrix movie coming out in December. This coming month. Because it's the Matrix. Come on now, who doesn't like the Matrix? If you don't like the Matrix, there's something wrong with you, in my opinion. I mean, that's just the way it is. I like to play Tony Hawk, but I haven't played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 or 2 remastered in a long time. Ever since I beat those games and got my skater maxed out, my created skater maxed out, I haven't really been playing it. And there's that, but that was a weird noise. Never made that before. Anyway, as far as music goes, I'm a rap rocker guy. I like rap and rock. It's just the way it is. From Eminem with rap, from certain songs with Tupac, all the way to Eminem. Like, it's just the way it is. So, like, that includes, rest in peace DMX, rest in peace Tupac, Biggie, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, Lil Jon, Eastside Boys. Ice Cube. Yin Yang Twins. Those kind of rap guys. Hold on, I'm still streaming. And as far as rock goes, well, I like 3 Days Grace, Bullet, Papa Roach, 3 Doors Down, the old 3 Doors Down, like 2000s 3 Doors Down. Bowling for Soup, As a matter of fact, 3 Days Grace just came out with a song. Came out with a song called "So Called Life." Thought it was all right. It's kind of a downer song in a way, but at the same time, it's like like he's like, give me something new. Like he's basically saying, this life is becoming boring. Give me something new. Like that's what he's saying. Uh, that's what the song "So Called Life" is kind of like. Now they have their own meaning. Every band has their own meaning when they make their songs. I mean, it just it just is what it is. Okay, some songs are similar in certain ways. Other songs are don't have any meanings at all. They're just made to be made. But anyway, as far as other rock rock songs or bands, Linkin Park, rest in peace, Chester, all that. Uh, I'm always going to be a Linkin Park fan. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm always going to be a Linkin Park fan. Green Day, you know, some Green Day songs, not all of them, but some of them. Uh, I mean, what other rock songs do I listen to? Like Skillet. Skillet's a good band too. I don't listen to them very much anymore, but I mean, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're a bad band or anything. They are a good band. I do listen to them. Do listen to them from time to time, but like I mean, Creed. Whatever happened to Creed anyway? Whatever happened to Creed? I can't remember what happened to Creed. I remember watching a video about it one time, and then I completely forgot about it. About a video that was like whatever happened to this band or whatever. Um, System of a Down. I really like System of a Down. For a while there, I didn't like them, but that was because they never came out with new songs until I found out why. Uh, why they were no longer a band, and then I understood why. Because uh, somebody became selfish in the band, and that's what happened. Like it's like, well, and they start pointing out flaws. It's like, oh, this guy doesn't know how to sing, or this guy doesn't know how to write songs, or blah blah blah. And it's like, man, instead of pointing at each other at their flaws, why don't you focus on something that you're good at, something that your band has succeeded on, and then focus on that and grow. Instead of pointing out who the flaws of here and there and everywhere. It's so easy to point out someone's flaws, but it's hard to praise someone for their gifts and their abilities. And I think that's where humanity has lost sight of is you know applauding and praising for somebody's talents and gifts and success. They would rather point out their flaws and and their mishaps. And I even do it. It's not. I'm even like that from time to time. I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. I do the same thing. I'm the same way. I'm just I'm another human being in the group. That's all it is. Except I'm the far distant group, the guy in the group that nobody notices. Apparently, I'm the guy that's far way off in the corner, against the wall. Like that's me. The guy who doesn't really fit in with a crowd. But yet I'm there. That's how it is. Sometimes it's just how it is. gaming is not life, but I mean, who says you can't enjoy it in life? You know what I mean? It's like I have to admit something. I used to watch Boogie 2988, and ever since he got divorced, I haven't really watched him anymore. And it's not it's not the fact that he's losing weight or anything like that, because it's not. It has nothing to do with his appearance. The fact is that he just, the way he talks it's all about him, you know. And I mean, it just seems that way. Maybe it's just me noticing that, but he talks about himself and everything a little too much, in my opinion. But now looking back at those videos that when he was married and he had those videos out there and everything, they weren't really nice to each other during those videos. Like, even though they were skits, but who's to say if they could have been real? Like, they could have been real emotion in that. The viewers don't know, because the way we see it is they're skits. But what if they're not? Normally, I don't stream on Mondays or Tuesdays. I think today's Tuesday, right? I think today's Tuesday. I normally don't stream on Tuesdays, but I felt like I should have, because I was getting irritated and I needed to get it off my chest, and I wanted y'all to know how I feel about things, and I wanted to talk to y'all about certain situations and certain things that have been happening either in in real life, or in on the YouTube community, or on gaming communities of some sort. Like, I wanted to share. Not only that, I wanted to show you this Exile deck that I made, but excuse me. But yeah, I wanted to prove a point. I wanted to prove something, that I'm willing to make content on days that I have not planned to make content, to prove a point. Uh, normally when I announce that I'm streaming, it's normally on Facebook. Uh, but really, honestly, it's up to you viewers. I mean, it's all thanks to you viewers that watch this video, that watch every single video and stream that I either record or make. It's on y'all. I mean, like, yeah, I can, if I really wanted to, I could watch my own content. I could like my own content, but really, that doesn't get me anywhere. It's on y'all. You have to like, you have to sub, you have to share, you have to hit the notification bell. You have and click all. You all are the real the real people here that help this channel grow, and that help this channel succeed, and that help me succeed. And if you are the one of those few that have subscribed, that have liked, that have shared, that have commented or chatted in live chat, you're real to me, and I appreciate it. You're here no matter what, and that's what matters. That those are the people that matter. Whether you're friends, family, loved ones, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what category you fall in, unless you're a hater. Then we don't want you here. But like, that's the thing. You help this channel grow. You make this channel I may be the operator of this channel. I may be the one that streams, the one that gives you the content, but you people, the ones that like and share and watch these videos and subscribe and share and follow and the whole 9 yards of that situation. The whole 10 yards, I should say, because, 10 yards is a first down. 9 yards would be short of a first down, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. The whole 10 yards. You make this channel what it is, not me. I may be the one that gives you the content, but you're the one that makes it grow. You're the one that helps it grow. You all are the ones that make this channel a channel. Without the viewers, there's no channel. It's just there. It's just here. It's never going to get anywhere at that point. And for that, if you share, if you comment, if you subscribe, if you follow, if you hit the notification bell, if you're here in every stream, or at least try to be, and you leave comments, and you're real, and I thank you for that. I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it. For real. Real talk. Real talk. And trust me, I've had viewers, I've had people come in, like a random person or two come in, and not leave a live chat, not leave a comment, not just watch for like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time, and just leave. They've come and gone because they don't want to stick around. They don't want to be the first ones to be like, yo, I was one of the first 10 people to be here. I was one of the first 50 people to be here. I was one of the first 100 people to be here. And I feel obligated. I feel privileged. I feel accomplished. Whatever you could feel at that moment. But, those type of people, you're real, and I appreciate it. I appreciate every single thing you've said, you've done, you've typed, you've commented, you've everything. Everything. You show love, I give back. But if you don't, well, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Period. And if you don't know what's going to happen, well, I guess I'll show you. As a matter of fact, I need moderators. That's the next step. Is to have a moderator to help run the channel, to help run the live chat. That won't happen now because there's only like 1 or 2 people in the live chat every time I stream. So, and one of them is my wife. So she's, if anything, she's going to be the first moderator regardless. Though hands up and down. It is what it is. First spot's already taken, no matter what. But just share. That's all I ask. Now, if you've already subbed, if you already liked the video, if you already subscribe, already have the notifications up and going, then you need to hit that share button. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Have them share with your friends. Have them share with their friends and their family, and help this channel grow. Make it become something great. Let it become something amazing. Not all of them are going to stay. I get that. None of them, not all of them are going to watch and stay and stick around. But the ones that do are more than welcome. They're more than welcome to come in and live chat and stream and just get to know one another. And be a part of a community that could be successful, that could grow, that could be something. That's, and the only way you can build something from nothing is just building it up. It's like a ladder or a mountain as a ladder. Let's start with the ladder metaphor first. You take you take the ladder. If it's in pieces, what do you have to do? You have to put the ladder together, step by step. And then once you have it together, you got to start climbing up. But every step, and don't let it sound like, you know, it's a bad thing when I say this, but believe it or not, the people that are the steps for the ladder, and I'm not saying this, I'm walking all over you, are the people that watch and sub and share and are here on almost a daily basis, or almost every stream basis. Those are the real ones. Without the ladder, without the steps to the ladder, there is no ladder. You're on stilts, and the only way of getting down is falling down or sliding down. There's no way out of it. But if you have steps that hold the ladder together and that hold it in place, then there's only one way to go, and that's up until you're at the very top. Same with a mountain. You got to climb a mountain to get to the top. And where do you start? The very bottom. And there's times where, you know, that mountain becomes a hill, or is a hill. You think it's a mountain. You think it's going to turn out or be a mountain, and it turns out to be a hill. You're whether it's a big hill or a small hill. You sometimes you'll go up it and to go straight down. Sometimes you'll climb up and you'll stay up there for a little while, and then you'll either come down a little bit and then go back up, or or just stay going up. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Excuse me. All I'm going to ask from y'all is hit the sub button, hit that like button, click the notification bell, and click all so that you can stay tuned to every time that this stream comes up. And click that share button. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Share. Share the heck out of this video and the past videos. Okay? Just share it. Share like no other. Share like you're sharing your favorite toy. Okay? Like you're a kid and you're sharing your favorite toy with another friend. A good friend, not a bad friend. You know, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But, you know, just share. You know, that's all I ask. That's all I ask from y'all is to just sub, like, share. That's it. And hit the bell notification icon. And if it's on Twitch, follow, share. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. That's it. It's not too much to ask for. It's really not. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. And if you do catch me in one of those rants where, you know, like I did earlier today, like or earlier in this video, where I'm blowing off a whole bunch of hot steam, trust me, I'm not targeting the good people. I'm targeting the people that, you know, that deserve it. That's it. Whether it's a good target or a bad target, it is what it is. So, y'all, I'm sorry there's no gameplay today. But like I said, you know, this was just a random stream. And I wanted to get some things off my chest. And I wanted y'all to know exactly what I go through when it comes to gaming, livelihood, or whatever the situation may be. If y'all want more stories, like a story told by Shadow's Enigma, then I will do that, you know. But I need to know what content you're all into. That's all I ask. I need to know if that's what you want to hear, if that's what you want to see. Then I will give you that content. But I will say some of these stories that I have, especially if you're my wife, you probably won't like them. Just saying, you know, that's your warning. That's your warning. So I'm going to end this video and this stream right here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me ranting and talking my head off here. And, you know, hopefully you heard. You know, hopefully you were listening and and if you made it this far, bless you. That's all I have to say. Bless you for sticking around and listening to me, just talking my head off and talking to y'all and enjoying it. You know, I enjoy talking to you guys and gals. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Especially if it's on, you know, if it's on stream. If it's in real life, you know, it's really probably not going to happen. But so anyway. Oh yeah, and hold on. Before I end the video, I want to explain something to you. My outro is I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay. Now, what I mean by that is basically I'll catch you in the next video. I'll see you in the next one. You know, that's what it means. To me, that's what it means. I mean, it could, well, you know, if that's how you take it, cool. If not, well, I'm sorry, but that's what it means. So, anyway, hopefully you all have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace!